This is a ceremonial sitting of the District Court of New South Wales to mark the occasion of the presentation of senior counsel to the court.
Mr. Waters.
I have the honour to announce that I have been appointed Senior Counsel for the State of New South Wales, taking rank and precedence next after my learned friend Timothy David Castle.
John Waters SC, since your admission to the bar in 1993, you have made your reputation in alternative dispute resolution, commercial, environment and planning, and public administrative law, including native title and cultural heritage work.
Thank you.
Mr. Everson.
I have the honour to announce that I've been appointed Senior Counsel for the State of New South Wales, taking rank and precedence next after my learned friend John Alexander Waters.
Ray Everson SC, since your admission to the bar in 1996, you have made your reputation in criminal law, serving as a Crown Prosecutor for the Director of Public Prosecutions since 2005. In 2014, you were appointed Deputy Senior Crown Prosecutor. You're an instructor with the Australian Advocacy Institute and an advocacy coach and lecturer on the bar practice course. Mr. Newton.
I have the honour to announce that I've been appointed Senior Counsel for the State of New South Wales, taking rank and precedence next to my learned friend Craig Michael Everson.
Peter Newton SC, since your admission to the bar in 1997, you have made your reputation in commercial, equity and appellate law. Since 2019, you have served as part-time member in the Migration and Refugee Division of the Administrative Appeals Tribunal. Mr. Richardson.
I have the honour to announce that I have been appointed Senior Counsel for the State of New South Wales, taking rank and precedence next after my learned friend Peter Thomas Newton.
Matthew Richardson SC, since your admission to the bar in 2000, you have made your reputation in defamation law. You have served on the Bar Association's Defamation Working Party and delivered numerous papers on defamation law at various seminars over many years. Ms. Ward.
I have the honour to announce that I have been appointed Senior Counsel for the State of New South Wales, taking rank and precedence next after my learned friend Cynthia Louise Cochrane.
Donna Ward SC, since your admission to the bar in 2005, you have made your reputation in family law and guardianship and inquests and inquiries. You're a member of the Bar Association's Inquests and Inquiries Committee. You have presented CPDs on coronial-related issues and have participated in the Bar Readers course as an advocacy coach. Mr. Bevan.
I have the honour to announce that I've been appointed Senior Counsel for the State of New South Wales, taking rank and precedence next after my learned friend Donna Lynette Ward.
Hamish Bevan SC, since your admission to the bar in 2006, you have made your reputation in appellate, equity, intellectual property, commercial law and public administrative law. You have assisted with the New South Wales bar examinations and have presented at bar readers courses for a number of years. Mr. Fox.
I have the honour to announce that I've been appointed Senior Counsel for the State of New South Wales, taking rank and precedence next after my learned friend Hamish Paul Taylor Bevan.
Andrew Fox SC, since your admission to the bar in 2006, you have made your reputation primarily in intellectual property law. You teach at the University of Sydney and have been appointed the Examiner for Intellectual Property course for the Law Extension Committee. You regularly present papers and seminars on this area of the law. Ms. Horvath.
I have the honour to announce that I've been appointed Senior Counsel for the State of New South Wales, taking rank and precedence next after Andrew David Bailey Fox.
Anne Horvath SC, since your admission to the bar in 2006, you have made your reputation primarily in commercial and insurance law. You spoke as Miss Junior at the 2009 Bench and Bar dinner. Ms. Berjikian.
I have the honour to announce that I've been appointed Senior Counsel for the State of New South Wales, taking rank and precedence next after my learned friend Penelope Ann Horvath.
Sarah Mesbajikian SC, since your admission to the bar in 2006, you have made your reputation primarily in commercial, personal injury and international law. You are a published legal author and have lectured at a number of universities. You won the Blaschke Award for the highest aggregate marks in the New South Wales Bar Examinations. You are the Honorary Secretary of the Bar Association and a member of the Bar Council. Mr. Sulin.
I have the honour to announce that I've been appointed Senior Counsel for the State of New South Wales, taking rank and precedence next after my learned friend Sarah Mesbajikian.
David Sulin SC, since your admission to the bar in 2007, you have made your reputation in appellate commercial and equity law. You're a member of the Supreme Court's Commercial List User Group. Ms. Wright.
I have the honour to announce that I have been appointed Senior Counsel for the State of New South Wales, taking rank and precedence next after my learned friend David Richard Sulin.
Georgina Wright SC, since your admission to the bar in 2007, you have made your reputation in appellate, criminal, inquest inquiries and public administrative law. You have also been admitted to the Paris Bar. You're a member of the Bar Association's Inquests and Inquiries Committee and are a member of the board of 13 Wentworth. Ms. Hall.
I have the honour to announce that I have been appointed Senior Counsel for the State of New South Wales, taking rank and precedence next after my learned friend Georgina Elizabeth Wright.
Sharon Hall SC, since your admission to the bar in 2007, you have made your reputation in appellate and criminal law and in inquests and inquiries. You are a senior instructor at the Australian Advocacy Institute and an advocacy coach for the bar practice course. Mr. Anderson.
I have the honour to announce that I have been appointed Senior Counsel for the State of New South Wales, and I take precedence after my learned friend Sharon Tricia Hall.
Troy Anderson SC, since your admission to the bar in 2007, you have made your reputation in criminal law. You have acted for both the Commonwealth DPP and for accused persons in hearings and in the Court of Criminal Appeal. You were appointed a public defender in 2007. You are the author of the legal text Commonwealth Criminal Law, published by the Federation Press, and you've been a casual lecturer in criminal law at the University of New England. Mr. Arnott.
I have the honour to announce that I have been appointed Senior Counsel for the State of New South Wales, taking rank and precedence next after my learned friend Troy Duncan Anderson.
James Arnott SC, since your admission to the bar in 2008, you have made your reputation in appellate, equity and commercial law. You're a member of a professional conduct committee and floor secretary for the 6th floor Selborne Wentworth Chambers. Mr. Breakspear.
I have the honour to announce that I've been appointed Senior Counsel in the State of New South Wales, taking rank and precedence next after my learned friend James Alexander Arnott.
Timothy Breakspear SC, since your admission to the bar in 2008, you have made your reputation in construction and infrastructure law and commercial arbitration. You have presented at a number of CBD seminars specifically directed to assisting younger members of the profession. Mr. Lawrence.
I have the honour to announce that I've been appointed Senior Counsel for the State of New South Wales, taking rank and precedence next after my learned friend Timothy James Breakspear.
Stuart Lawrence SC, since your admission to the bar in 2008, you have made your reputation in equity and commercial law. You are a member of the Federal Court's Commercial and Corporations General User Group for New South Wales and ACT and have served on a professional conduct committee. Ms. Roberts.
I have the honour to announce that I've been appointed Senior Counsel for the State of New South Wales, taking rank and precedence next after my learned friend Luke Thomas Livingston.
Helen Roberts SC, since your admission to the bar in 2010, you have made your reputation in appellate and criminal law. You were appointed a Crown Prosecutor in 2010 and have held the position of Deputy Senior Crown Prosecutor since 2019. In 2020, you acted in the position of Deputy Director of the DPP. You also co-authored Waller's Coronial Law and Practice in New South Wales. On behalf of myself and the judges of the District Court, I congratulate you upon your appointment as Senior Counsel. I also extend a welcome to the clerks of the floor and any family members who are here this morning. When each of you took your bows announcing your rank and precedence in the order of Senior Counsel, the short recitations by me that follow demonstrate how well deserved your appointments are. The tradition of appointment of silk dates back, as you know, over 400 years. Although the name and method of appointment may have changed, the integral role you play in upholding the rule of law has in no way diminished. The courts have faced many challenges, but few have demanded the innovation and flexibility of the profession quite the same as the COVID-19 pandemic. Over a century ago, the pneumonic or Spanish influenza reached Australian shores. Without the benefit of technology and advanced testing regimes, similar solutions were adopted, such as mandatory mask wearing and restrictions on movement to prevent the spread of the disease. Fast forward 102 years, and I now sit in this courtroom facing a room of people complying with similar measures. On the 18th of January 1919, the stadium at Rushcutters Bay was reopened after temporary closure for a 10-round boxing contest between Frank Frosty Darcy and Al Cullen. Frosty won the first 14 seconds of the first round. This triumphant and swift victory excited boxing promoters over the potential profits of further matches, but the outbreak meant that the possibility of scheduling war was uncertain. Fortunately, the stadium was determined exempt from closure and Frosty was free to fight again. On the 22nd of March 1919, he defeated Barney Thompson before an estimated crowd of 10,000 at Rushcutters Bay. Shortly after, Frosty was scheduled to fight Tom Uren at the stadium on Easter Monday. However, Frosty met his match when he fell sick with pneumonic influenza and died in St Vincent's Hospital on the 8th of May 1919. The court's experience with COVID-19 pandemic over the past 18 months has at times felt like a boxing match. On the 15th of March 2020, the Chief Justice and I announced that new jury trials in the Supreme Court and District Court commencing across New South Wales from the 16th of March 2020 would be temporarily suspended. To an extent, the court's operations were effectively knocked out. In the District Court, jury trials recommenced from the 15th of June 2020. In 2021, this year, the onset of the Delta variant required the suspension of jury trials in the District Court once again, this time for a larger period of 4 months. The flexibility and adaptability of the judiciary and counsel during this time meant that the court proved a formidable adversary to the pandemic. On the 25th of October, last month, jury trials recommenced in the District Court. As you all know, measures have been implemented to ensure that jury trials can run safely and the COVID-19 criminal trial backlog be reduced. This is not achieved without the support of counsel. The strength and resilience of the court is dependent upon cooperative and constructive counsel who understand the challenges presented by COVID-19. You are the court's crowd surrounding the boxing ring in its match against the pandemic, if you will. For the court to recover, the administration of justice must be bolstered by leadership of counsel and assistance to the court. I have every confidence that you all will ensure the court does not succumb to the same fate as Frosty. On behalf of all the judges of the court, I wish senior counsel every success in your leadership roles at the bar, and I now invite you to join us for morning tea. The court will now adjourn.
Silence, please, all stand.